This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So the Road to Roto finished a fair while ago. The Port to Pub was a great success. I was able to get over there. But the swimming does not stop. And I'm joined by a super coach from the Positive Swim Squad. And that is Ceinwen Roberts. Good morning, Kiney.
Morning, Sean. How are you?
Good to catch up with you again.
Yeah.
I have been swimming with you, I'd say regularly, but probably not the level you would want me to be swimming.
No, you went missing for a good month.
No, I didn't. I went to Bali for a couple of weeks. Maybe missed a couple of swims before then. You'll give me a hard time.
I know. Well, you need it.
Yeah, I do. Here's the problem I'm having. So I can come on Monday, Wednesdays in particular, and but leaving here on a Tuesday and a Thursday, I can't. I've got no excuse now. So the boss wants me to stay around.
So I have to talk to him.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll need to before you leave today.
Yeah.
But it's good for me at the moment, just being able to keep my swimming up. Last year, this time of year, I was probably swimming a lot less. And then when I was able to speak to you, I think it was about September when I threw the idea, as I've said a million times over to people, the idea was, when can I speak to you about possibly doing a solo at some stage? And then you added me to a solo group within about half a minute, and then I swam to Rottnest within six months. So, but my idea at the moment is just to stay fit and hopefully get better. My technique's still shit, as you know. During this part of the year, it's still good to get a lot of people down there. There's a lot of people still involved in the squad.
Yeah, it's amazing the numbers we've been getting down, still 40, 50 every morning at 5:30 in the rain and the dark. And, I think people are just realising the benefits of staying fit through winter and not losing the fitness that they've built, and how great you feel when you leave, and staying connected to your mates and your community. So, yeah, it's been awesome. One
of the things that stood out last year in particular, when I got my ass out of here one day and it's freezing cold, and then I jumped into the pool and then I realised, these pools are heated. There's no excuse. That's right. It's beautiful. It's the best place to be is in a 27-degree pool rather than in the 5-degree outside rain. Yeah, no, it's been great getting down there and having a swim. But the reasons why we were having a chat today is there's a lot of people out of the squad at the moment who are gearing up. One in particular has already done the English Channel. So all the swimming over here is kind of outdoor swimming is kind of finished, our ocean swimming, that's for sure. And everyone's who are willing to challenge themselves to decide English Channel is the way to go. Yeah, so the English Channel, you might have heard, is kind of seen as the Everest of open water swimming. It's, a huge swim, 34 kilometres from England to France. The weather is very unpredictable over there. The water is cold. England's known for, you're going to have foggy, windy 1 minute and sunshine the next. So it really is the ultimate challenge in open water swimming. And a lot of these guys signed up for this back in 2019 before COVID. Wow. And then obviously COVID hit, and so their time slots got delayed. And because of that kind of backlog, with a few other ones signing up in the last year or two, we now have 11 swimmers from our squad, aiming to do the English Channel and the Bristol Channel, which is, I could safely say, no squad has ever experienced that in the world ever before. No, a lot of camaraderie and a lot of people training together through this winter period, and you've been leading the charge. So what have you been, how have you been able to structure it for the guys to be able to get the Ks up in WA in these types of weather? So it's been really good. The guys used Roto Swim and Port to Pub as training swims, basically. Wow. 20 Ks and then a 25K in preparation. So they've got the fitness, they've got the technique, and then what our focus has been since March, April is getting in the river and acclimatising to the cold water. And, back when we started, these guys were freaking out going, there's no way. It's 17 degrees. This is freezing. I can't last in this. But it's incredible now. They're in sub 14 degrees, having chats, standing around, quite comfortably, swimming for 4 hours every weekend. So it's really incredible to see. Yeah, no doubt about it. For you, though, you're gearing up for your own swim, which we'll get close to. The English Channel you've done before. Yes, I did it in 2012, back when I didn't know anyone else who had done it back then. I feel like it was in the olden days. And we had a great, there was about 5 or 6 of us aiming to do it back then as well. So since then I have trained a number of other swimmers to do it, and, learnt a lot more about open water swimming and long water swim. So these guys are really primed and ready to go now. In 2012 when you did it, what was unique about it? Different training or expectations? The support craft, was everything different to what is happening at the moment?
Like, I just think that there just wasn't as much knowledge, back then. Like, my mum made a point that we had to change, an English SIM card to a French SIM card when we, when we were crossing the channel,
right.
back in the olden days kind of thing. The weather apps have improved. I'm sure the skippers are a lot more experienced. So, yeah, things have changed, and, even education and knowledge about the training and the feeding and recovery and stuff like that.
One of the things that is a big deal about it is the tides.
Yes.
So how was it when you swam in 2012? How hard was it? How long did it take you to go?
So this is very much a topic of conversation. And look, I am so proud of my English Channel swim. I gave it absolutely everything. I was fitter probably back then than I am now,
Yep.
just being younger and no kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
It took me 12 hours 55, and it was kind of like a washing machine the whole way. And I actually had to start in the afternoon and swim into the night. So I swam all through the darkness, and it was 14 degrees in the water and about 5 degrees in the air. So it was cold.
Ceinwen, one of the things about swimming over in the cold water, you have to put all the animal fat on. So how do you go about that? What do you use? What was it like then?
Yeah, so back in the olden days, it was literally wool fat. So we had to melt it down, and you put it all over your body just as a bit of an extra layer of warmth, and also to prevent chafing, because you don't know if you're going to be swimming for 10 hours or the slowest time ever is 29 hours. So,
oh, man, how do you swim for 29 hours?
I know, incredible, hey?
That's amazing. So the tides is the deal that everyone's talking about. So for you, they must have affected you doing it in 13 hours?
Yeah, so I covered 54 kilometres when I did my swim. So you kind of end up in a really like an S shape. You don't go in a. It's very rare that you get a straight line.
When you're swimming over and you get onto French soil, do you come across a nice Cottesloe beach, or what's it like?
So obviously it's a long coast and you don't know where you're going to finish. Some people, there's a small beach and there's a pub behind it. So if you happen to finish in front of the pub, it's tradition for them to bring out a glass of champagne for you.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people clamber onto quite sharp rocks that they have to try and really,
manoeuvre around.
Yeah, that's right. When I finished, it was about 3 a.m, pitch black darkness. My boat couldn't stay with me, so they were a few hundred metres behind, and I was banging into boulders, and then I just saw this massive cliff, and I was like, what the hell am I meant to do here? So I just found a rock up against the cliff, and I stood on that in the darkness. Nobody could see me at all, and I was like, well, this is quite an anticlimax to the hardest swim I've ever done in my life. And then you have to swim back to your boat, and then it's a 3-hour boat trip back to Dover. So,
oh no,
yeah. But in saying that, after doing that, I was just like, I feel invincible. Like, I feel like if I can put my body through that and that cold in that amount of time, I just felt like, what's next? Bring it on, the next adventure.
When you do the port to pub, you get the opportunity to have number plates for your car. You get a hat, you get a drink bottle, you get all these things that show you that you're a solo swimmer over to Rottnest.
That's right.
What do you get when you do the English Channel?
They do send you, if you pay £50, they send you a beautiful, kind of old-fashioned type calligraphy certificate that you can frame. But yeah, none of that kind of stuff.
Not even a towel?
No, nothing. Nothing. So, these port-to-pub swimmers are pretty lucky with all the stuff they get.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So we're talking about everybody who's doing the English Channel, and I wish them all the best shortly. And we'll get back to that in a second. But you've decided to do the Bristol Channel. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I just kind of thought this is a great opportunity for me to go over and support all my swimmers. But, me, I kind of got a bit of FOMO and I like a challenge. And Fletcher mentioned to me about the Bristol Channel, which is from Wales to England. It's a little bit of a route not well known. Only 7 people have done from Porthcawl to Glenthorne. Only 7 people have ever done that route before. If you look at the map of the Bristol Channel, there's a smaller section and a larger section. So we're kind of doing the middle-sized section, which traditionally is the original English Triple Crown. So Fletcher Barr, who I'm swimming tandem with, he's done the North Channel, the English Channel, and now this will be the Bristol Channel to complete his UK Triple Crown, which is pretty
that's
cool.
Incredible.
So it's going to be real. It's very tidal. It's very muddy, brown water. I found out last week that we potentially could hit sandbanks that we either have to swim around or run over. So it's really, who knows what's ahead of us. It's going to be a cool, exciting adventure.
Oh, my God. I'd be so nervous about this time. So it's next week you're going to get going?
Yes, I leave Friday and we're possibly swimming on Monday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So how's your training been? I mean, because I was thinking about this yesterday. When I finish up, when the team finishes up swimming under you, then you jump in and start doing a few Ks, and I don't know how many you do during that period. I know you swim a lot on the weekend. How do you go about your training now?
Yeah, so I train an early morning squad, then I go home, drop my kids off to school, then I train the mid-morning squad, and then I do, anywhere from 3 to 5 kilometres by myself, which is really boring and really hard. It makes, swimming in a squad so much more appealing. And then on the weekends, I do a bigger swim with all of the guys doing these, so we'll get in the river or the ocean and do my longer swims then. So
some of the swims have been 4 to 6 hours, and I saw there was one, a few weeks ago that people needed to do, which is to qualify for 6 hours.
That's right.
I mean, that's a hell of a Sunday.
Yeah, it's a long day out, right? And these guys have been doing kind of continually every weekend 4-hour swims. And, they've got to prepare because they could potentially be swimming. Realistically, these guys will probably take between 10 and 15 hours, I reckon. So, when you think of a 4-hour swim, that's not even half of that. So,
no. What have you been doing to acclimatise apart from going to the river?
Yeah, so we need to put on a little bit of weight, so you've kind of been eating a little bit more. So the guys have been having lots of fun doing that. But, it's just incredible how much your body does acclimatise and just slowly, week by week, getting in. We go down every afternoon, down to Freshwater Bay and just dip in for a kilometre just to get that shock. When you jump in cold water and it kind of takes your breath away and hurts your head. We just think if we get used to that every day, it'll be a little bit easier. And at the channel, they're having a bit of a heat wave over there at the moment, so we're hoping it's looking like it'll be about 16.5, 17 degrees, which will hopefully seem balmy after our 14-degree swims.
Oh, no doubt. Connie, the weight thing. As a woman, how does that come into your mind at all?
Yeah, all the time. Especially it's me and all of these blokes, and I kind of think, stuff it, I'm just going to be hardcore and I'll just, won't put on weight. And then you get in and it's just painful and it hurts so much. And, every kilogram makes a big difference. So, so I haven't gone too hard, but and then I just think of all the work I have to do afterwards trying to burn this off. I'm taking my running shoes over, so I'll be running the next day.
I guess, it's a good excuse it is an excuse. It's a genuine excuse where, so on the weekend, I was feeling, I don't know, a bit down for some reason, and I just went straight through Hungry Jack's to have a Biscoff Storm. Have you ever had one of those? They are so nice.
That?
Oh, it's like a sundae style. So it's the ice cream, from like Macca's or Hungry Jack's, but it's got the Biscoff like biscuits, and it's like got this caramel thing taste through it. Yeah, and I just thought that was a good excuse. I'd been to the gym before, and I thought I'm not having a beer today, so maybe that's the do yourself a favour.
Okay, I'll go and do that.
You got the excuse of eating anything.
Well, that's it. And I think, I can eat this because I've got to put on weight. So, it's a short-lived opportunity, really. I should make the most of it.
There's a purpose behind the whole team doing these different swims. Yours is the Bristol and, of course, the English Channel for the rest of the guys.
Yeah, so we just thought at the start of this campaign, it's such an awesome opportunity to have all of us together doing this swim. We should raise money or awareness for a charity, and one of Jimmy's mates started up this charity called the Classroom of Hope, it's so cool. So back in 2018 there was a big earthquake in Lombok in Indonesia, and over 200 schools collapsed, which obviously killed and injured a lot of kids as well, but obviously also left them without any schools and any education. So this charity was formed where they're rebuilding the schools, but they're using recycled plastics collected from Indonesia to make these building blocks which are earthquake proof.
Oh wow.
So they consulted with IKEA and Lego to make these huge big recycled plastic building blocks. So so we currently have raised enough money to build 2 schools.
Oh, fantastic.
And so our plan is, once we've all done the swims and once the schools are built, we'll go over and visit the schools and have a little swim around Lombok Island as well. So
you're still open for donations, and where
100%.
do you go and look at?
Well, so if you go to Classroom of Hope Bears of Bryan, that's what we've called our little gang, the Bears of Bryan. There's another kind of open water swimming gang called the Wolf Pack, who wouldn't let us swim with them. So we thought, well, stuff you, we're going to start our own gang. So we're called the Bears of Bryan. And, you know, we're all obviously a lot fitter and stronger and faster than the Wolfpack are. So,
yeah, of course.
So anyway, we're the Bears of Bryan, Classroom of Hope, and we're hoping as we're swimming, you know, we can still raise, you know, a few more $1,000 and, you know, give these kids an education and a future over there. So
that's fantastic. Cool. You did bring up the two swimming group names. Can you just tell me a bit about the Wolfpack and how they tried to run their own organisation or own group?
Yeah, so, you know, they're kind of has-beens, really. They're a bunch of old blokes and they've got their own Wolfpack open water swimming, wowzer, wops or something, bathers and everything. And I've been swimming with them for years, like 12 years down the river.
Yep.
But their catch cry is, "Don't call us, we'll call you." And I never got a call up, and neither did the other guys. And they said, "You've got to swim out to the red marker back 3 times." So we all did that, and we didn't get the call up. So, you know, it was on, and we got wicked merch and great stickers. And our opening day, they were all swimming in the river, and the guys all jumped out of their cars and covered all of their cars in Bears of Bryan stickers. And, you know, we've been stealing their flag and vice versa. So it's all quite immature, but it's all good fun.
It's good fun. Got to stick it to them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When will you ever stop, Cyn?
I don't know. I just... I love it. I love the camaraderie. I love the fitness. I love the challenge. Yeah, and that's what kind of keeps me going. And I watched, have you seen that new movie on Disney, The Young Girl in the Sea? It just came out, and that's just inspired me even more and I was like, right, I'm going to do this next and this next and this next. And, you know, I think I love, my daughters seeing what I do, and I love travelling the world, and I love inspiring my squad to go, you know, when you look at me, like I'm not a stereotypical, you know, tall, brig-shouldered, strong swimmer. I'm just an everyday person, and I love doing it, and I love trying to achieve these things. So I love everyone to inspire everyone just to do whatever their best is, or whatever is a great achievement for them, whether it's just getting out of bed and swimming at 5:30 twice a week, or getting down there at 10:30 after work every day and swimming laps and keeping fit. And I see so many mental health benefits from swimming in our community as well. So, you know, these guys that are all swimming, you know, they're all over 40. Some are single parents, some are work FIFO. There's one other woman as well, Natalie, you know, who's coming back to Triumph since 2020. You know, so everyone's got their own everyday challenges of training and of achieving this goal, but we've all set our mind to it. And I think, you know, the statistics aren't great of achieving this. Like, a lot are against us. So, but they have trained and prepared as much as they possibly can. So I think them just getting to the start line, getting over there, is a massive achievement that they can be proud of, whether they make it or not.
And kindly, finally, if you want to join you down at Bold Park or Claremont, how do you go about that?
Yeah, so just look us up on Positive Swim Squad on the website and just come and give it a go. Like, people think, I need to be fit, I need to train to come and train. Absolutely not. Like, we've got, you know, 5 or 6 lanes from not as fast to fast. And you just stop and you have a rest and you have a chat to me, and then you get going again, and we do drills and we do technique, but most of all we have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. So please just come and give it a try, because, you know, I guarantee you will have a great time. And my motto is, you never regret a swim. You know, you always feel awesome when you leave the pool, and you always feel better than when you got in.
I certainly can guarantee that motto for sure, and I've enjoyed every second of it. Connie, thanks so much for coming in. Good luck next week. It's going to be amazing for you to be able to do that.
Yeah,
just
so
another reward for all the hard work you've done.
Yeah, it's exciting, so stay tuned.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.